I'm doing my video assignment for the Beverages For Your Health, and I thought today would be a perfect time to do it because I am starting to feel pretty under the weather. Hence why I look like this. So I figured I would show you my favorite go-to beverage when it comes to illness and just kind of not really feeling 100%. I have my teapot going. I've got my selection of ingredients here, and first thing we always do in this house if anybody's not feeling well is ACVT. We use Bragg's Organic Raw Unfiltered Apple Cider Vinegar. We use cloves, turmeric root, cinnamon, all three powerhouses. I've got a fresh ginger root that will grate into the tea. I've also got ground allspice and raw pure honey from just up the road. The more local, the better. So right now, excuse me, I'm just heating my water. So what I'll do is put everything into the cup. You can even, and I've done this for my kids because they don't necessarily, and really I don't either, sometimes cinnamon does not dissolve and it leaves it a little grainy and kind of gritty feeling in your mouth. You can run it through, mix it all together in a cup, let it sit for a little bit, and then run it through a metal sieve, a mesh sieve, into another cup. As far as measurements go, I eyeball things, but you can start, if you've never used ACV before, you might want to start with maybe a teaspoon or two per mug. If you can handle a little bit more of the acidity, you can go up to a tablespoon or two. It's really kind of a personal taste thing. I usually try to stick with a tablespoon. And then we put the cinnamon. Obviously organic is best, but this is just what I have right now. I'll grab a spoon. And I actually do have fresh turmeric root as well, but the powder works too. Again, I eyeball, but usually somewhere around, you know, turmeric can tend to be a little strong sometimes, so you might want to go with maybe just a half a teaspoon, quarter teaspoon. Cloves too, they're very strong, so you usually go with about 1/8 of a teaspoon. The allspice as well is very strong, so again, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. You know, if you want to measure it with a measuring spoon, go ahead. I tend to just eyeball. Now you can either cut off a slice or chunk of ginger and put it in there, or you can grate it. I prefer to use my Pampered Chef microplaner, and I just kind of grate some in. Now with ginger, it depends on how strong you like it, but it's never too much. Ginger is a powerhouse. You can work that into as many things as you eat and drink, the better you're going to feel. That looks like probably about enough for me. I'd say that's probably, well, maybe a little more. That's probably only about 1/2 teaspoon grated. I happen to really like ginger. I've gotten used to it. And I much prefer the fresh grated over the powdered ginger, the pre-ground ginger, any day. It's just starting to steam. You don't necessarily want it boiling, otherwise you're going to have to wait forever to drink it. So I tend to just pour that in there, leaving room for your raw honey. If you have diabetes or other blood sugar problems, you may want to watch how much you put in there. I do not, and the honey will help to cut the acidity of the vinegar. So when you're swallowing it, it's, you know, you're not going to get that burn down the throat, as well as all the healing properties in raw honey that we should all know by now. I just eyeball this too, and then I'll taste it in a little bit, and if it still burns on the way down, I'll add a little more. Usually it's probably about 1 teaspoon. Sometimes a little more, depending on how sweet I want it that day, or how mellowed out I want the vinegar to be. If I put in too much vinegar, then I have to go back and add a little bit more honey, because I don't like that, especially right now. I do have a sore throat, so speaking is a little bit of a problem right now, but I thought this would be the perfect time to show you this particular beverage. There's a powerhouse of antioxidants and medicinal properties and everything in here, and generally if I drink this mug and maybe another mug after dinner, right now it's only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then another mug maybe before bed, really by morning I'm usually right as rain, which is good because I really need to go to work tomorrow. And then we also have another beverage. You really got to stir this in good. Okay, I'm going to let that sit. And I'm going to show you real quick what else we do here. My kids included. We bought my husband the NutriBullet for his birthday, and we all use it just about every single day. This is the NutriBullet. You get with it, this is my cup from this morning. You get 2 short cups, and you get the big cup. My husband uses the big cup. This is too much for me. I can't finish it. Now, being that I'm sick, I will try to change it up. But usually on a morning, it depends on what I've got, but I will put a handful of greens in the bottom. You know, usually about this much is a handful of greens, whether that's organic power greens. I like spinach. The power greens, for me, are just a little bit too much for my stomach to handle. So I tend to stick with a handful of spinach, pack it down in there, and then really any kind of assorted fruit or vegetables. I like to put a carrot. In the short cup, you're going to use smaller amounts, so I do like a half a carrot, maybe a whole carrot if it's not a big one, a stalk of celery, you can do a little bit of lemon juice, and an apple. And then for the liquid, I really love coconut water, but I don't always have it on hand, so then I will tend to go with just water. On a day maybe I want a little bit more of a fruity one, which is usually the way I prefer it. I will go with a handful of spinach. In the small cup, I'll go a half a banana. This morning, as a matter of fact, I had a half a banana. I've got fresh pineapple cut up in the refrigerator, organic of course. I do have organic strawberries, so I put some of those in. I also grate in every day, no matter what kind of NutriBullet I drink. Every day there's fresh ground ginger, cinnamon, turmeric, sometimes the allspice and the cloves, and frozen cranberries. I always put the cranberries in there for the antioxidants. And then usually a sprinkle of chia seed on top. Again, powerhouse of nutrition in that. Sometimes a little flaxseed, and then sometimes to either make it creamy or just for the probiotic factor, a spoonful or 2, usually 2 spoonfuls of plain coconut milk yogurt. We don't do dairy here for the most part, so any yogurt or anything we have like that is usually coconut based, coconut and almond milk as well. Coconut milk as the liquid in there is good too. And you just put that all in there, and then you fill your liquid to this max line, pop it on the NutriBullet itself, and away you go. And that fills me up usually. If not, sometimes I'll eat a little something with it. But usually it fills me up, and it gives me all the energy I need, and I know that my immune system is up. I haven't got much sleep lately. We had a rough weekend here. We lost a pet that was very dear to us. So I didn't sleep a whole lot, so that would explain just the fatigue and the sore throat and the congestion. So I'm going to try and knock it out with this tea, and I hope you try it the next time you aren't feeling quite up to par, and let me know, shoot me an email, let me know what you think, but it's definitely a go-to around here. Thanks for watching.